And you already know what it is. Jay Williams, Let's Live Life, and we're back. Charlie Reed Part 2. If you haven't already, you might want to go watch Part 1. If not, Part 1's in the description. You can catch it there. You can catch up with what's going on. And if not, well, I mean, what a better time than join than right now. Why so many guys in prison think they can trick other inmates, I'll never understand. You're around guys that have tricked everybody. They done tricked their mama, their grandmama, their dad, their kids. They done tricked the IRS. They done tricked EBT, social services, the police, the judges, the lawyers. And now their ass is in jail. And you think you're going to come in here and trick him out of some of his... Come on now. Come on now. You tripping. Now, if you watch Part 1, you know Charlie Reed had done a bunch of things. They got Charlie Reed in some terrible situations. We just can call him Charlie. Got him in some terrible situations. And you would think that once you get a little bit of blood in your mouth, you would learn. You know what they say? Lessons not learned in blood are soon forgotten. Meaning you can tell somebody something 101 times. You can tell them 1,000 times, and they'll do the same exact thing. The moment you put a little bit of blood in the corner of their mouth or a little black spot in the corner of their eye, you just reach out and touch them one time, now they hear you. Now it makes sense. But it's also like, why'd you hit me? You know what I mean? One of those type deals. Charlie Reed was one of those guys that no matter how many times somebody put hands on him, he was going to continue to do what he'd always done. But in today's episode, his addiction escalates. As if it couldn't get no worse for Charlie, it gets worse. He takes what he's been doing to the next level, which means all the tomfoolery, what he was doing as far as tricking inmates, isn't going to go away. It's going to amplify. And that's where we pick up on today's show. Charlie Reed Part 2, when addiction ends bad. Just let me put the tip in. Bet y'all, your minds are perverted. Y'all somewhere all the way else with this. It ain't even about no... Just let me put the tip in. What more can I say, man? You know I done seen it. You know I done lived it. So... let's relive it. Now, you don't need to watch Part 1 to enjoy Part 2. When we left off, Charlie Reed was healing up. Charlie tried to run some game, tried to swap out the pack on him. He gave him one thing, Charlie gave him back something else. It was not what he originally gave him, and that led to Charlie getting all lumped up. Charlie was my cellie. But like I told y'all in Part 1, I wanted to put Charlie out the cell. I could not put Charlie out the cell at the time. Charlie was too beat up. So for me to go to the office and say, hey, get this dude out of my cell. For me to send Charlie to the office and say, hey, I got to switch cells. Soon as they get a glimpse of Charlie's face, guess what? I'm going to the hole, possibly catching charges. Whatever the case is, it ain't going to end good for me. I didn't beat the man up, but they don't know about the altercation. They don't know about the fight. They don't know what's happened to Charlie. So the moment I try to make a move and he presents himself in the shape that he's currently in, I'm going away. Click, handcuffs on, going to the hole. Now, I decided right then and there, right after this fight, right after the whole situation with D, I'm not even going to call it a fight. After the beatdown he got from D, I decided right then and there. And I told Charlie, I said, soon as this shit is over, this debacle's over, you'll face them knots, them lumps, them greens and yellows and blues and them purple diamonds and yellow horseshoes and all that shit you got going on with your face heals up. Now, you got to get up out the cell. You brought drama to the cell time and time again. You know that when I told you, when you moved in the cell, I told you. Don't have people at the cell. Don't be doing this. You've done the opposite of everything I said, completely disrespecting the cell. At this point, I should go upside your head, but you look like you one punch away from a coma, so I'm going to leave you alone. So what do? I fall back and I wait for Charlie to heal up. It would be a better part of 3 weeks Charlie sat up in his cell. Dudes bring him this. Even the dude D would bring this dude some soups. Here, man, eat this. I know you can't go to chow hall. Son made me beat you up like that. Like, here, eat this, eat this. You got other dudes bringing Charlie Reed different things so he can eat because he can't go to the chow hall. And if he does go to the chow hall and they see his face like this, if they don't lock me up, they're going to come in, they're going to start investigating, running back cameras, doing this, doing that. It's going to disrupt the entire pod. We're going to go on lock. The stuff that's being sold is going to get seized up. The stuff that's in people's cells is going to get caught. We have to play this smart. So weeks go by with Charlie Reed in the cell. Charlie told me, man, I was about to do this. I was going to do that. Like, I know I was wrong. But he was wrong for taking it back. Like, who let you give him back some dope that you already had in your possession? And dude was 100% tripping and even letting him give it back. So now things have gotten awkward in the cell. I don't really even talk to Charlie much. Charlie would try to sit beside the bunk and try to watch my TV. My TV hangs from the bottom bunk. I'm on the bottom. He's on the top. I take the net bag. I put my TV inside it. I hang it there. My fan hangs beside it. Charlie would try to sit beside me, and eventually I had to get to a point where I told Charlie, hey, We're not doing that no more, man. I don't rock with you. We ain't friends. We're two guys that share a cell. We're two different people. You got too much going on. Like, me and you just coexist, but we're not friends like that. Do I feel bad he got beat up? Absolutely. But he's been beat up several times now and for the same thing. So I can't feel but so bad. So we got an old white dude in the cell in the bottom tier named Mr. Turner, right? His cell comes open. His cellie actually goes home. Younger dude, younger black dude, didn't have a bunch of time. He goes home. I tell Charlie, you need to make your move. I know you're uncomfortable in here. You've been beat up in this cell several times. It can't be a good reminder every time you walk in here. We're not vibing. We don't really talk when the door closes. Like, I'm not giving you nothing. Like, it's time for you to make that move. It's been several weeks now. He's got a little bit of green and yellow. You know how after you got a black eye, like in the corner here or in the corner here, that it'll stay like a green or yellow. If you're a white guy, you get punched in the eye, you bruise up pretty easy. Still got this green and yellow tint in the corner, but the knots are gone, the bruises are gone, all the beat up stuff. It's got the little scar from the last fight. It's time for you to go, Charlie. You go down there, holler at the old man. If the old man says you can move, holler at the officer, and the officers in here most likely will move you. They want things to run smoothly. So if you go to them and you say, hey, I want to move to somebody else's cell, a lot of times they're not going to ask no questions. But if you show up with your face all beat in, like Charlie was 3 weeks earlier, they're going to ask a lot of questions because they see that there's some type of violence taking place that's causing this move to be made. Charlie Reed hollers at the old man. The old man says, yeah, you moving with me. Just understand you're going to be on the top. I'm on the bottom. I'm old. I can't climb. I ain't about to be climbing. And also, please don't bring none of that riffraff you had going on the last cell you was in. Everybody knows what you got going on, Charlie Reed. Pipe down. He comes back to the cell. Hey, I holler at the old head. He said I can make the move. I said, well, did you holler at the officers? I hollered at the officers. They said they'll see what they can do. Well, something's got to give, because the next time Charlie has somebody come to this door because of something he's done, I'm going to put hands on Charlie, and then they can just do whatever they're going to do with both of us, but I'm not going to live this way. So now it's after 3 weeks of Charlie being beat up. He's pretty much all healed up, except for the little colors I told you he had in the corner of his eye. Guards walk by one day, do the afternoon count. This is right before lunch. Guard stops at the door and says, hey, Charlie Reed, after lunch, pack your stuff up. You're going to cell 11. Are y'all moving me? I just said after lunch, pack your stuff up and move your stuff to cell 11. I'm going down on the bottom tier. These people that move me. New beginning. No, it's not. It's you in another cell doing the same shit you've always been doing. Just now you ain't doing it here, and I'm going to watch from afar. I know this is going to end bad. I've watched it end bad for this dude several times. I've watched it end bad for others several times. I know this is going to have a bad ending, but it ain't going to happen up here. You ain't having me going on an investigation. You ain't getting me locked up. You ain't having no more fighting going on in the cell. No more bloody tissue in the sink. Ain't none of that. Your ass got to go. So the guards walk on by after telling Charlie this. Charlie starts to wrap up the little bit of stuff he's got left. All right, Jay, look, it was good being a cell. It was nice meeting you, man. Good luck on your 10-year journey. I'm trying to get up out of here and get back home. All right, man. Nice meeting you, too. I'm not an asshole. Be safe, Charlie Reed. My advice to you, stop doing what you're doing, and you'll have a much smoother bid. Watch the guys around you. It's not that hard. Just don't do drugs. So just like that, Charlie was moved. Now, if you've ever been in the cell with somebody you didn't really vibe with, then you'll understand when I say this was a good thing. This was a breath of fresh air. I felt like I could get back in bid mode. You can't bid with somebody like that in the cell because you constantly got the unknown about to happen. And Charlie was 100% the definition of unknown. Now, common sense would tell you everybody in here is supposed to not mess with Charlie. Charlie has ripped off dude after dude after dude. There was 2 more situations I didn't even speak of that I might do videos on in the future. But common sense would tell you, don't deal with Charlie. And that's kind of where it was. But dudes got on this type of, we'll deal with Charlie, but your money's got to come with you. Meaning, if we're going to gamble, you're going to bring the money. If you want to buy something, I need the money right then and there. As soon as the money hits my people or the money order hits my books, whatever the case may be, I need the money before I'm going to deal with you. And that was pretty much how everybody carried Charlie from there forward. So in the meantime, I get a blood moved in the cell with me. Dude by the name of Face. I talked about him in part 1. Actually, a good friend of mine doing a whole rack of time now for selling stuff he shouldn't have been selling for the cartels out here in my state. Look it up. Now, prison is notorious for poker. Dudes gamble on everything. I don't care if it's a foot race. I don't care if it's football. I don't care if it's figure skating. No matter what it is, guys are going to find a way to gamble on it. That's how they pass their time. Charlie is a gambler. I told y'all, Charlie's already had issues behind this. So one night in particular, I fall back in the cell. I'm going to watch my TV show. I'm not the guy that goes and sits out in the pod and watches television. That's why I bought a TV. But I'm in my cell and I'm watching TV. That show goes off. I get up. I'm going to go to the ice machine, do my regular routine, get a cup of water, go back in, lay it down for the night. And as I go out, I see Charlie down there. What's Charlie doing? Charlie's at the poker table. Except now things are a little bit different. You're not allowed to leave your stuff in the cell. Everybody brings their stuff to the poker table. So clearly Charlie had to pay to get in the game. Per usual, I shake my head. Here we go again. This boy just ain't learned. And these dudes ain't learned either because they're gambling with him. Right before they lock down, hey, lock down for the night, lock down for count. It's like the 11:15 lock, and then we're in for the night. I said, let me grab me another cup of ice before I lock in. I come out and I see Charlie stand up. He got the cards on the table and he's talking cash shit. I told y'all I had the hand. Y'all thought I was bluffing. Let me get my money. Charlie's all animated. He done won the pot. Winning the pot is a big deal in prison. Now, I'm thinking they're going to buck on Charlie. But the thing about poker in prison is we'll let you get away with that little pot because we're going to scrape you on the next one. We're going to drag you on the next one. You let them get a little bit, let them think they did something. And next time, really put the hammer down on them and take everything they've got. This ain't going to end good for Charlie because all Charlie does is run games. Now, I had told y'all Charlie had a homeboy named Bobby. Tall-ass white dude. Bobby was cool as a fan. He didn't bother nobody. His money was long. If he said he was going to buy something, he bought it. Wasn't no trickery when it came to Bobby. But now that is Charlie's right-hand man. If you see Bobby, you see Charlie. Bobby did something he never should have done. And I'm not going to say he shouldn't have done. I don't want to say it was inevitable. But he turned Charlie onto the needle. Charlie's done elevated his game. He's no longer tooting it. He's no longer none of that. None. First thing I noticed, Charlie started to drop weight. When I mean drop weight, that boy started to fall off fast. Secondly, Charlie was no longer going to commissary. Not that he really did to begin with, but now Charlie's people are sending all the money he's supposed to get to this one dude in particular, and that dude is giving him that brown that he's putting inside that pie. You got to watch how you talk for YouTube. They love to demonetize videos, but Charlie's all the way off to the races now. This boy has a full-fledged habit inside DOC. Now, some of what I'm going to say is hearsay. I know it to be true, but I didn't hear it and I didn't see it, so we have to say it's hearsay. But the dude that Charlie gets his dope from, Charlie buys a carton of cigarettes off of. Hey, I'm going to send you this much money for that brown, and I'm going to send you some extra money. How much you want for that carton of Newports? He sends him some extra money to get this carton of Newports. Now, these type of dudes at this point in time, when smoking was still allowed, were filled up with cigarettes. Cigarettes were the biggest currency inside the DOC. If you owed somebody $5, like trying to take them $5 in food, unless it was like 3 tuna pouches or something, money stands out. Commissary stands out. If you go into another building to give somebody something, you owe them $20. You can't carry all that stuff in the chow hall, but you can easily slide 4 packs of cigarettes inside your jacket or in the waistband of your pants, take them over, pass them off. Charlie buys these cigarettes, but they're not to smoke with. They're to gamble with. You get them for a good price. You put them in the poker game, hopefully turn your little $10 into $40 or $50, and that's what he's doing with the cigarettes. And he would play with the same box of cigarettes for, I don't know, better part of probably a week and a half, 2 weeks before he eventually lost them. You fast forward, he gets him some more dope, he gets him another box of cigarettes, and he gets right back into the mix. By now, I've really stopped paying attention to Charlie. I know what I know because we lived around each other, but my attention to Charlie just kind of died off. I got other things going on. Ain't nobody worried about Charlie, not really thinking about Charlie. Now, one of my old heads named Smitty comes in from the yard one day, goes in his cell. He's collected a bunch of money off the yard. This is a dock worker. He works on the dock. That's where everything the officers take from us, any contraband, anything you come into the prison with, you're not allowed to have, all that stuff eventually goes to the dock. When he goes to the dock, he goes in a trash compactor, and Smitty is the guy that compacts all the trash and makes sure that contraband gets smashed, it gets put on the back of a trailer and drove outside the institution. Well, Smitty's also the guy that if something gets in there that he wants to get back, anything that's confiscated, he's going to make sure it gets back to the building. He's going to slide in the rotation. Smitty was known for having gold necklaces, exclusive CDs, exclusive televisions, exclusive CD players, jeans, boots, shoes, the freak books. Freak books are a major money maker in prison. I mean, who don't want that book that ain't seen no woman in a while, and now you got this magazine, and it's like that. The magazines go for big money. So Smitty had taken some magazines out and sold them on the yard, got paid with some cigarettes, came back in. Now, Smitty would smoke roll-ups here and there, but when he got a whole lot of cigarettes, he smoked packs. Now, Smitty, like I said, is my guy. I go up to talk to Smitty one day. I said, what's good with you, Smitty? How the dock job going? Smitty had the dirtiest pro Tims I'd ever seen in my life. I said, you would think with all that stuff, you get off the dock, you get you some new boots. Man, I had these boots for years. I like these boots. What's wrong with my boots? That's what's wrong with y'all. Y'all just want to be flashy all the time. I'd rather get the money for the boots than have fresh boots. Now I'm a little bit older. I understand. But Smitty said, look, I gotta holler at somebody when I get out in the yard. You trying to walk out in the yard with me? I said, what you got going on? Smitty said, how about this? Go ahead, grab you one of them cigarettes right there. Them cigarettes right there. Them Newports right there on that shelf. Them Newports right there. Man, grab you a cigarette real quick. I grab the pack of Newports and we get soft packs. I pack it to flip one out and a Q-tip comes out. That's what you hiding Q-tips inside the packs of cigarettes? Nah, that's how I got it. I opened that pack of cigarettes and Q-tips came out. Ain't a single cigarette in that pack. There's a couple little grains in the bottom, but there ain't no tobacco in that pack. That whole pack of cigarettes is filled with Q-tips. Who gave you these? Old boy on the yard owed me some money. I picked them up, brought them in, opened one, full of Q-tips. I'm afraid to open the other ones. Here's the thing. Once you open them, you can't sell the pack. An open pack of cigarettes is not worth the same amount as a closed pack. You can't gamble with an open pack. It's been opened. I said, so what's up with the other packs? They all got Man, had a lot of cigarettes. They got a lot of Q-tips in them too. Man, I don't know yet. I guess we'll find out as it get popped open and I'll deal with it as it comes my way. So he starts looking at the bottom of the pack of cigarettes. Looks normal. Looks normal. And as he gets to looking a little bit harder, he sees on the very bottom, not the top, the very bottom has been slit. And the plastic has been rolled back. The edges have been peeled. The cigarettes have been dumped out. It's been refilled with Q-tips. They put that back on and sealed the edge of it. Now it looks like an unopened pack of cigarettes. I said, damn, dude beat you like that? He said, I don't think dude beat me like that. That's a good dude. That dude is fill up. He ain't got no reason to be running no dope fiend games on me. The dude's got money. He's not going to do that. I think he got these from somebody else. Smitty, what you trying to do? I'm going out tonight. You trying to go out with me? I said, yeah, I go out with you. Now, mind you, right now, it's a little bit after lunch. We just eaten lunch. We just come back. So then you got the afternoon rec and then you got the night rec. I said, yeah, I'm all about with your night. And this is our last month of night rec at this point. About 4 o'clock, 4:30, Smitty comes in. We're going to go to church. He said, Jay, come here, let me holler at you. Now, he lived a couple cells down from me. Walk over to Smitty. What's up with you, Smitty? Hey, look, ain't no need to go outside tonight. I said, what, you just letting it go? Nah, I talked to homeboy in the boulevard. If you don't know, the boulevard is a stretch of concrete that runs from between building to building in penitentiaries. Most penitentiaries call that the boulevard, the walkway. There's a lot of different names for it. We call it the boulevard, the concrete in between the buildings. I said, what happened? He said, I hollered at the dude in the building next door. Man, I hollered at the dude over in the 8th building. And he told me he ain't do it. But he's got a good idea of who might did it. It's 2 different dudes he's thinking that might did it. I said, so what's he going to do? He's going to holler at the dudes he thinks that might did it. So that night I go to rec anyway. Smitty stays in. I go out to rec. A bunch of dudes stayed in. A bunch of dudes went out. I'm leaving out. I look over. They go with Charlie Reed sitting at the table playing poker. Got the Newports in the bag. Got his bag tied up sitting beside him underneath the table. Got a little poker game going, right? I going out to rec. Now I know the dude that Smitty got the cigarettes from. He's not no trickster. He does not have that type of larceny with him. He's good money. If the man says he's going to send you $1,000, you're going to get the $1,000. If he pushes a parlay ticket and you win, you're going to get paid. If he store boxing, whatever the case is, he's a stand-up guy. His name is good in prison. Ain't no garbage with him. But I see him and he's at the fence and he's talking to a dude that's in another building, in 9 building, talking to a taller white dude. And I don't know what they're talking about, but 2 + 2 = 4. That's got to be the dude that he thinks ripped him off on the cigarettes. And dude standing there shaking his head, nah, I'm just going about my business, continue walking. After about an hour, they got what's called gate break. You ain't got to stay out there. Rec is usually 2 hours. You ain't got to stay out there the full 2 hours. But within an hour, a guard will come open the gate and say, hey, 1 hour gate break. If you're going in, go in. You stay out, you stay out. I'm shutting the gate. And dudes start running in. So I decided to take this as my time to just go in. I'm done with rec for the night. I'm going in. I done enjoyed the little spring weather. I'm going inside. Now, in our pod, underneath the staircase, there's a big-ass window that's covered in screen. It's like the little windows you roll, the little slat things you roll out. Most of those are broken. We have to tape trash bags over this window in the winter because it's cold. But dudes will come to that window and yell, hey, yo, go get such and such and tell him come in. As I'm coming in, the same dude that I just seen on the yard talking dude is now at the window. And as I'm walking the pod, I hear him going, hey, somebody get Charlie Reed. Hey, somebody get Charlie Reed. Charlie tells him, hey, tell him I'm playing poker. Hey, Charlie Reed said he's playing poker. Tell Charlie Reed I said, come see me, man. Fuck that poker game. Come to the window and see me. Charlie finishes up. His hand goes to the window. Hey, what's up? What you mind with? What's going on? What you mean, cigarettes? I ain't putting no Q-tips in no cigarettes. No, I wouldn't do nothing like that. Yeah, well, you paid me the money you owe me with them cigarettes. I put the cigarettes out there, man. Them cigarettes must have came from somebody else. You got a whole ass load of packs of cigarettes. You can't put that on me. I ain't do that. Charlie, if I find out you did that, I'm going to bust your head, Charlie. I'm telling you, I'll come in there and do something bad to you. Now, I ain't do it, so I ain't do it, right? Now, we have a store box guy in my part at the time. Big T. Shout out to T, man. Big ass dude, big light-skinned dude doing a life sentence, ain't never coming home. Catches wind of what's going on. Now these store box dudes, they kind of click up. You know what I mean? It's like There's like a secret society of guys that store-bought stuff to inmates. They all talk amongst each other. Who's paying this? Who's paying that? Can I get this off of you cheap? Hey, somebody needs to get this from me. Let me hold that from you. I'll get it back to you. You know I'm good for it. I'm the store-bought guy. T gets wind on what's going on at 8 building with these cigarettes. T goes and hollers at Smitty. Smitty tells him, "Nah, I'm straight. Old boy made it straight, man. He replaced my packs for new packs. He knows I ain't got no larceny with me." So T goes and hollers at Dude. Dude tells him, "Hey, somebody beat me, man. Who do you think it was?" I can't say who it was. I believe it was this dude, or I believe it was Charlie Reed, but granted now, I do have a lot of cigarettes. But these cigarettes came from the back of the stack, or they came from the front? No, they came from the front. So they was definitely the most recent pack somebody gave me. Who gave them to you again? The white dude, 9 building, and Charlie Reed. And then it always ends bad. T comes in the pod one day and says, "You can bust your ass, Charlie Reed." What you talking about? You talking about you gonna bust your ass, Charlie Reed. You doing that slick shit in here. Boy, should have been got you out of here. That's why I don't give you nothing, but they gonna bust your ass. What you talking about, man? You know what I'm talking about. You acting like you ain't do that with the cigarettes. As soon as they said they found cigarettes that had Q-tips in them instead of cigarettes, I knew it was you. How you gonna put that on me? Because you came and got 2 boxes of Q-tips off of me and traded them for a pack of Black & Milds. Remember, you came with the pack of Black & Milds. I gave you the 2 boxes of Q-tips and you rolled out. Yeah, but I needed to make a move with some. Get one person to sign off on. They needed 2 boxes of Q-tips. Don't nobody need no 2 random ass boxes of Q-tips. I didn't do that. That ain't got nothing to do with me. I had owed somebody some money. That's what they wanted, so that's what I gave them. Bro, you ain't owe nobody no 2 boxes of Q-tips. Stop the bullshit. I ain't even on that type of time, man. I done learned. I'm flying below the radar. I play my little bit of poker. I ain't even doing nothing like that. You foolish. You shooting dope. You playing poker, you doing everything you shouldn't be doing in prison, and now we got packs of cigarettes floating around that's just been busted over from the bottom, full of Q-tips. Bro, I'm trying to tell you, I ain't do that. Well, you know what? You ain't got to tell me nothing. Because I hollered at the man at 8 building and told him about the Q-tips I gave you. What? Yeah, I hollered at the man at 8 building and told him about the Q-tips I gave you. What? Yeah, the man said he wants to see you, man. You need to come out in the yard, holler at him. Came to the window, said you denied everything. The man wants to see you. I ain't do it. I ain't do it. Don't matter if you did or not. You got to go out to your yard and holler at that man. This man lives in another building. You're not supposed to come in other buildings. First day, the following day comes up. Dude's at the window. "Hey, Charlie Reed." Charlie's in the cell. Dude goes to a cell, banging on the window. Charlie done put the towel on the window so the man can't see inside the window. "Hey, Charlie Reed, I know you in the cell. Hey, I know you in the cell. They said you in the cell. Come to the window." Charlie's in that cell. He's not going to the window. "Charlie Reed, come to the window." Charlie's in that cell. He ain't going to the window. Round 2. Charlie ain't going to chow. Charlie ain't leaving his damn pod. Charlie's staying where the guards can see him at all times, and I guess he's trying to make his move. The only thing that makes sense in my mind is at this point, Charlie's trying to get himself up off the block like he did when he was on the other part of the penitentiary. That's what happened. Charlie owed money. Charlie was running the games. Charlie checked up off of there, went to the hole, and showed up where you can hear this dude at the window. 2 days have gone by. This dude has sent people in. They not coming in, but they're coming to the door. "Hey, Charlie Reed, what's his name? Want to see you, man. He out on the yard. He said, come to the window. Hey, yo, tell him I'm going to be right there in a minute." Charlie Reed would not go to the window. Charlie Reed wouldn't answer the window in his cell. He knew his ass was cooked. "Charlie Reed, you going to make me come up in there, boy. You going to end up getting me more time. You need to come to the window." Charlie eventually goes to the window. "Hey, what's up, man? You owe me money." "Man, I didn't do that. I'm done with all that. You did it. You know you did it. You say you didn't do it again. I'm going to come in there. I'm taking all of them up out of it. I'm going to put something in you, boy. I'm going to put something in you." "Man, I ain't do that. I swear to God, I ain't do that. Look, here's what's going to happen. You going to pay me my money, or you going to check in and get up off this compound." Bro, I got too much going on right now. Look, man, Charlie got a whole entire dope habit, so going to the hole is out of the question. Now, he can go to the other side of the yard, but going to the hole means he's going to have to sit in there and get sick. He's going to withdraw. You got all these things that go into the addiction part of it. Man, I didn't do that. So what you saying? You going to send me my money, or you going to check in? Bro, I can't send the money. I ain't got no money to send. I'm telling you why. Oh, so you beat me. That's why you beat me, because your ass is broke. Bro, I didn't do that. And he continues to fight his case. Charlie's in the middle of making his case. Dude just walks off. Anytime you're arguing with another grown man and y'all are in the middle of you trying to debate and you're arguing and he don't say nothing, he just walks off, that's bad. That means he's done talking. That means he's done heard everything he needs to hear. That means at this point your ass is cooked. I think it would be like 3 days after this whole initial thing where this dude's beating on Charlie's cell window, this dude's screaming in, this dude's got dudes coming to it. When we all go out for rec and I see big man pass on by me. We're going out the door and he slides right in. Officer don't say a word. Look back over my shoulder. He's headed straight to Charlie's cell. Now, I'm going to go ahead and go to rec. I know what's going to happen. Charlie's going to get beat up. Charlie always gets beat up. I go over to the black top, get one of my homeboys' razors. What up, Razor? What up, Jay? What you doing? I said, I ain't doing shit. Hey, big man just went in the building. He about to beat the shit. Man, you're going to do Charlie bad in there. Charlie in there running games again. Man, Charlie's always running games. So we sit on the bleachers talking. I'm watching these dudes play full court basketball, black top edition, right? And I see all these guards start running down the boulevard towards our building. I already know that's got to do with Charlie. 5-10 seconds passes. I see more guards go running into the building. Wouldn't be long after that, I see them bring the big black dude down. He's in cuffs. And they're walking him down the boulevard to medical. From medical, he's going to the hole. And from there, he's going to some mountains somewhere up in the hills. Supermax custody, 23-1. Shoe program. Now, in the midst of all these officers running, there's two nurses, a white nurse and a black nurse. And these little blue garbs they got on, they go running that direction too. Wouldn't be long after they get the big dude out of there. It's probably 30 minutes passes. They come out with Charlie. Charlie's limping. Charlie's holding himself. We've all gone to the fence now so we can look through and be nosy. Because let's be real. We're all nosy as hell in penitentiary. And we're watching through the fence and you see Charlie walking. Charlie's got blood on him. Charlie's limping. Charlie's walking slow. Dude done did the number to Charlie. They cut our wreck short. Everybody return back to your housing unit. Go in your building, lock in. Everybody return back to your housing unit. Go in your building, lock. This is an isolated incident. We ain't got nothing to do with this. But anytime a weapon is used, they're going to lock everybody down under investigation. I tell my homeboy Razor, all right, Razor, look, I'll holler at you, man. We got to go. I go inside the building. We lock down. After better part of a week, we come out the cell. I'm in the cell with Face, laughing with Face. Face is my dude, man. I'm sorry you got all that time. But I'm in the cell, I'm laughing with Face. I said, I only can imagine what happened. By now, the horror stories just started spreading, right? Oh, he did this to him. Oh, he ran him through. I seen him come out. There was a trail of this. There was a trail of that. There's all these horror stories through inmate.com. Inmate.com is the lies that are told amongst inmates inside prison. And then we come off lock. All these different dudes go to the old head cell, want to know what happened with Charlie, right? He said, well, look, I'm going to tell you what happened. Charlie was at the window watching, looking outside, trying to catch the big dude. I guess that the one they said that lived in 8 building that came over here. He said, I done left out. I done went and sat in the park because Charlie always got something going on. I ain't trying to be in the cell. He said, when I see everybody start leaving for rec, and I see that big dude go over to the cell. So I don't want none of my stuff to get broke. My TV sits right down the counter. So I go over to the cell and say, hey, and they're already arguing. Let me get by you and let me just move my stuff out the way. He said, I step in, I get my stuff, and I start sitting on the bunk. He said, that big sumbitch rushed up the cell, put Charlie against the wall, and put the knife to his neck, and said, you going to send me my money or you going to get me straight right now? What you going to do? Or you go to the people, Charlie, I didn't do it. Everybody said, so he stuck Charlie, he started stabbing him. He said, nah, he started pushing the knife up underneath his chin, just letting the tip of the knife go right in right here. He said, and he would poke him enough to put a little hole. It would start to bleed a little bit, and he pulled the knife out. He put it inside of Charlie's face. Charlie, where my money at? He pushed it again, and poke a little hole, and he pulled a knife out. He said, meanwhile, Charlie screaming, don't stab me. Don't stab me. Don't stab me. He said, I'm going to put more than just a tip in. Where my money at, Charlie? Where my money at? He said, the dude did something, and somehow Charlie was able to get away from him, and he takes off out the cell door, runs across the pod. Dude chases out behind him, grabs Charlie, slings Charlie across the pod, grabs Charlie by his back of his shirt, punches him a couple times, picks him up, slams him. By now, the guards have seen him. The gig is up. Ain't no hiding. He did it. They're coming. He gets on top of Charlie, starts whooping on him. They run in, grab him off Charlie, slam him. Charlie gets up and still unaware that the officer's in there trying to help. Starts trying to run towards the front exit. They grab Charlie, turn him around, handcuff him. Got blood running down the side of his neck because he just wanted to put the tip in, right? Just let me put the tip in. Some of y'all females don't fell victim to that. Just let me put the tip in. Because he done put the tip in the side of his jaw, inside of his face 3 or 4 times, and punctured these little holes in him. He said, and that's where it ended at. Charlie ran towards the door. They cuffed him. They got the big man up. Big man still running his mouth until he realized that all these guards were here and he was hurting himself by talking. He said, then he just went quiet. Put his hands behind his back. They double cuffed him. Took him up out of here. They got Charlie over in the corner right there. Guards blocking him, making sure he's safe. Meanwhile, he's leaking and bleeding down the side of his face. Was he bleeding bad? Was he bleeding bad? He was poking him up underneath his chin and right here in the side of his throat. Like, boy, lucky he ain't. You think he hit a vein or something? No, he ain't hit no vein because there wasn't no squirting. But the boy was bleeding really, really bad, especially when you're sticking him in his face. He was bleeding really, really bad. So let's recap. Charlie continued to do what he had always done. Charlie picked up that dope habit that he had in the streets, picked it back up in prison, picked up the needle, and went extra hard with it. Got to a point where he couldn't get no more money from his people. So he started taking cigarettes he had, taking the cigarettes out of them, keeping the cigarettes, filling them up with Q-tips. And then his dumb ass got caught. Big man ends up catching charges, street charges, penitentiary charges. Charlie testifies against him. Inmate.com once again. They send Big Man to Red Onion, which is a supermax out here. They did a documentary on it. Not a place you ever want to be. We don't know where Charlie ended up. And that's the story of Charlie Reed. All his larceny, thinking he's smarter than the next man. And the all-out tragic ending that came with that type of life. Charlie, Charlie, Charlie. The man that thought he was smarter than everybody else. I've told y'all prison ain't no playground, and it definitely ain't no place you want to be trying to run games on the piece. Stay out of trouble, people. Stay out of prison. Just say no. Remember that them 80s commercials and the dare and all that? Just say no. Just say no. Trust me, your life is better off without the drugs, and it's definitely much better off without prison. But anyways, these streets, these jails, these prisons, they're all just crazier world inside of an already crazy world we live in. And as always, you know what I'm doing. Just trying to keep y'all entertained. Oh, you're not entertained? And like always, this is Jay Williams. Let's live life. And to all my real ones, and there are some real ones watching, because y'all still watching me. Man, y'all know how we do. Salute. Charlie, Charlie, Charlie.